everybody can really genuinely aspire to be a millionaire. If you are an immigrant in America, because a lot of the people who listen to me a lot of times are immigrants because they can connect with the fact that we come from out of America. There is no country that gives immigrants the opportunity to build significant value, a significant life, significant wealth, and provide a platform for entrepreneurship like America. The beautiful thing too about that is every time you invest on the US stock market, choosing the right companies at the right price, you are almost always guaranteed to make money if you just are patient, if you just hold on to it. Because at the end of the day, the stock market ends up going up. And this is not me saying so. This is 110 years of statistics and data that indicates. I have lived in America now for 25 years. 3 of those 25, I was back in Africa to do business. But, I used to come. So 25 years, let's take 25 years, for example. In those 25 years that I've been in America, if I was investing $100 a month in an S&P 500 ETF that averages 10% a year, I would be sitting today somewhere about $100 and something $1,000, and that is on $100 a month. It doesn't even take into account the change in my income as the years went by. It doesn't even take into account the fact that my income astronomically increased from about year 4 all the way to when I used to work in the IT industry 3 years ago. So where am I going with this? I am going with this to the fact that yes, everybody can really genuinely aspire to be a millionaire. If you are an immigrant in America, because a lot of the people who listen to me a lot of times are immigrants because they can connect with the fact that we come from out of America. There is no country like America. There's no question about that, right? There is no country that gives immigrants the opportunity to build significant value, a significant life, significant wealth, and provide a platform for entrepreneurship like America. The beautiful thing too about that is every time you invest on the US stock market, choosing the right companies at the right price, you are almost always guaranteed to make money if you just are patient, if you just hold on to it. Because at the end of the day, the stock market ends up going up. And this is not me saying so. This is 110 years of statistics and data that indicates. And when you think about 110, even just take the last 40 years, look at all the disasters that have happened over those years, all the upheavals on the market, including what happened this morning when Jerome Powell announced, not really announced, but indicated through some utterances that there are slimmer chances that there will be any additional rate cuts this year. The market reacted and dropped. Now, for those who don't understand how the stock market works, they will be panicking and selling their positions. But for the people who understand and who are willing to hold for the long term, they will be getting those companies at a discount. For example, when the market dropped this morning, I increased my position in Microsoft. I bought more Microsoft shares. I bought more Eli Lilly shares. I bought more Nvidia shares. I also bought one additional company, Costco. I bought more Costco shares because these are companies that dropped. And I also bought Meta too, Meta, Facebook, right? These are companies I know will be very valuable now and going forward. These are companies I call tennis ball companies because you need to understand that on the stock market, there are two kinds of companies on the US stock market. There is the egg companies and there's the tennis ball companies, right? I learned that from one of my mentors, Adam Cool. The tennis ball company are companies that even during downturns, when they drop, they'll have a way they'll still rise. The egg companies are companies that when they drop, they break. Now, what is the difference between the egg company and the tennis ball companies? The tennis ball companies are companies that have enough capital, number one. Number two, they have enough financial reserves. So during difficult times, they can still sustain the business. Number three, they have a very, very strong market advantage, which means when it comes to their competitors, it is hard for their competitors to take away business from them. Number four, these are companies that have a lot of brand recognition. Number five, these are companies that also are hard for people to leave them and switch to other companies. That is how you judge a company that is a tennis ball company. So during times of difficulties, during times like what we experience in COVID, or when there is a black swan event or there's a downturn in the market, these companies, even though they drop, you know that they are going to rise again. Think about a company like United Health, UNH. United Health, a few months ago, before their CEO was shot, and there was a scandal about them not wanting to pay insurance benefits to hospitals and things, and to reimburse healthcare costs. United Health was selling at about $650. And United Health dropped all the way to less than $200. I was lucky I caught it somewhere about $245. And since then, I've been increasing my position on United Health. Today, United Health is $350 something, right? And you know for a fact that it's going to go back to $600 and something. It's just a matter of time. That is a tennis ball company, because even when the company drops, even when the price of the company drops, you know that it's going to go up again. And so when you are an investor, you need to understand that there's a difference between an investor and a trader. A lot of what you hear today is the hype about trading. I personally believe trading is gambling. Okay? The reason why is because 95% of traders lose money in the long term. Only 5% of traders make money. And the 5% that make money, 90% of them actually just break even. Only about 1% makes profits. Right? Traders will tell you only about the days that they made money. Oh, I made $2,000 today. They don't tell you that the last 2 months they've lost $5,000 in bad trades. Even the traders who trade on the stock market, even traders who have been trained to trade, they lose money. So don't waste your time trying to trade. Don't waste your time trying to beat the market. Don't waste your time trying to time the market to see when it will go down so that you can buy at a discount. Don't do those things. You're going to lose. So if you're working a 9 to 5 job, earning a good paycheck, bringing home some good money, but you are still feeling stuck when it comes to building real wealth, I know exactly how that feels. I used to be that way, chasing the paychecks, adding more jobs on jobs, and I thought bringing big money means I would automatically build wealth. But you know what? It took me 2 painful layoffs to finally get the lesson, to understand that, Gustav, you were building the wrong way. Gustav, you need to do something else, because what used to be job security is now job insecurity. That wake-up call was a few years ago. And since then, I decided I was going to build a brand to help cater to professionals, to immigrants, to hardworking, hungry people like you who want to see something different, who want to make sure that they don't end up broke, to have a platform and a template to work with. And now I want to create something with you in mind, for you and for your needs. A product designed to help guide you on how to invest and see results from that. That's why I'm inviting you to take part in this poll. It's going to be less than 5 minutes for you. Fill the poll, and when you do that, you are going to be automatically entered into benefit 30% of the early bird access for that program. In addition to that, you are going to have exclusive founders only bonus content, a chance to make this historic product, make it personal, your own pathway along with me. So click on the link below and complete the 5 minutes poll, because you know what? I just don't want to build something. I want to build something with you in mind, with you participating and making sure that it meets your needs. I will see you on the inside. And by God's grace, I will see you at the top. When you're investing, you need to understand the US stock market is a platform that gives you a chance to build wealth slowly over time. It's not a platform to come and buy a lotto ticket and stand a chance to win $1 billion tomorrow. No, it's not that kind of platform. And I'm worried because more and more we are getting the indication for more and more people on social media that you can use the US stock market to make money quick. It is not designed like that. Take Warren Buffett, for example, who is the most popular investor of all times. This guy averaged 19% a year in returns over his career. Listen, this is astronomical. This is crazy. He averaged 19%. This is a person who started investing when he was 11 years old, and he invested all the way till retiring this year as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, right about 92 years old. So he's been investing for about 80 years, guys. You know the interesting thing? He made 99% of his money after his 60th birthday. So I want you to understand what I'm saying here, guys. I want you to take a step back, take a breath, take a deep breath. Let me take a sip too. Oh my God. This guy made 99% of his wealth after his 60th birthday. So think about it. He started investing at 11, right? Maybe he really got serious with investing at 30 years old. So between 30 and 60, he has been investing for 30 years. I mean, he made millions before, he made his first billion like 40 years ago or more, right? So he was already a billionaire by 30, 35. But think about it. After the age of 60, investing for about 30 something years, between 60 and 92 years, the second 32 years of his life, that's when he made 99% of his money. Why is that the case? Because the first 30 years was the accumulation phase, giving the money a big amount to be able to compound. There was a point where Warren Buffett was making $700 million in dividends alone. $700 million in dividends. Apple made more money for Warren Buffett from 2016 to 2025. Apple made more money for Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway than all other investments put together. It's not because he bought Apple 1 year and sold it 1 year after. He bought it and held it for 9 years. What I tell my coaching clients, I tell them very simply, if you're trying to invest, you're trying to work with me and you're planning to buy and hold for 5 years and sell, please, I'm not the kind of person who will be coaching you. I coach people who want to invest for 10 years and over and above, because that is when you see the impact of investing. That is when you see the impact of putting money aside, no matter the amount of money, to have returns that are significant. You only see that impact when you really have time. Let me show you something here. Just hang on, let me share my screen with you, okay? This is a scale, a timing calendar that indicates exactly how long it takes to build a 100,000 portfolio. Okay, so let's say you are investing $833 a month. Your goal is to invest $10,000 every year, and you are investing $833 a month. It will take you 7.6 years to build your first $100,000. Now, if you continue investing $833 every month, it will take you another 4.7 years to go from $100,000 to $200,000. Continue doing the same thing, it will take you 3.4 years to go from 200,000 to 300. Continue doing the same thing, it will take you 2.7 years to go from 300 to 400. Another 2.2 years from 400,000 to 500. Another 2 years from 500,000 to 600,000. And 1.6 years from 600 to 700, 1.4 from 700 to 800, 1.3 from 800 to 900, and 1.2 years to get you to 1 million from 900. If you notice, as the amount grows, it takes you less time to get to your next goal. That is the power of investing for the long term, because it is all about that compounding. I know you might have heard about this quite a few times, but it should never get old, because trust me, this is your train ticket out of poverty. This is your train ticket to wealth and riches. Especially if you're an immigrant in America, you're wondering what you need to do in order to take advantage of this country. This is your train ticket. You see, a lot of people spend money investing in frivolous investments, in things that don't make sense. They hear about, I remember recently there was a scooter company that was a scam and people lost money. And in that company, I talked to somebody and they were told that if they invest $1,000 or $2,000 every month, they have guaranteed $2,000 coming to them. No, that's not true. There's no business that guarantees you return every year. That's a fake business. Guys, the only way you make money in investing is investing in real, proven, and trusted companies like what we have on the stock market. And by the way, if you're new, you want to join my community, I will leave a link down in the description of this video. Click on that link and you'll be able to join my private communities on WhatsApp, and you also subscribe to this channel and you'll join our newsletter community. I'm preparing a very interesting and very engaging challenge coming up soon, and I'm going to be announcing that in the next few weeks. But you know what? My goal is to help transform lives, because my life has been transformed by investing on the US stock market, by learning how to invest, by learning how to manage your money. You see, people spend a lot of times going to school, coming out working for 30, 40 years, making sure they are very careful, they never miss a break, they never go late to work, they never give their managers an opportunity to fire them. But they don't want to think about how to learn how to manage their money, which is the thing that comes out of their sweat. And by the time they know it, they are 50, 60. There's still more years ahead of in front of the money. They don't have enough in their retirement account. Statistics are telling us that a lot of baby boomers, over 60% of baby boomers, over 60% of baby boomers don't have enough to live if their retirement years stretch beyond 10 years or something like that. I need to get the statistics perfect, but you can go research it. There is an epidemic, there is a problem. And I don't think the problem has only been an earning problem. Yes, I understand inflation has risen. I understand earnings have not moved as fast as inflation. Salaries have not grown as fast as inflation. But I think one of the biggest challenges people are facing in America is the endless desire for things. I'm guilty. I used to be that way until I got to control myself and started learning why it is important to decide on those things. Part of it is my job. I am a professional MC. People hire me to come and host events. And so I have a lot of suits. I have over 30 suits. I have shoes. But I really don't use them as much because I realize a lot of the events I go to over the last 2-3 years, I rotate around 5 suits and about 2 pairs of shoes that are comfortable. At 49, I don't want to deal with too much discomfort anymore. So the shoe might look beautiful, but it's not very comfortable. So you know what I've been doing of late? I've been auctioning those things on websites where they accept some of those things to sell. And they take their piece and give me my own piece. I don't care whether it's $100. It's $100 that if I invest 10 years from today, it's going to be $1,000. So basically, I transform that 200 pair of shoes into $1,000 10 years from today. At least I redeem something. Guys, I hope this means something to you. I just wanted to encourage somebody today to understand the power of investing, to understand why it is important to not stop, to get started. Even if you can start with $5, start, because it's all about the mindset. It's all about the habit. All the bad habits we have in our lives is because we replicated it over and over. Why don't you replicate a good habit of investing? Because that is what is going to push you forward. I pray you have a great day. I will see you at the top for sure. And subscribe to the channel. Let's stay connected. Share this with anybody you know who need it. Many people need it, especially in this tough time. I'll see you soon. God be with you. God bless you. Take care.